So I'd like to welcome everyone back to the Fairweather Farmer channel. We're here on Elm Creek for episode 4. We do have all of our fields harvested now. We did have to rent a trailer. We sold it on the train to go into Goldcrest Valley. We had just under 30,000 liters, which and we sold it for a price of $9.62. So we got right at about $29,000. So I'll add in a short little clip here of us finishing up the harvest and selling it on the train, and that'll just be a quick little time lapse. Then we'll get started on working our fields. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this short little time lapse, and I'll see you on the other side. So first things first here, we're going to start off by returning all of our rented equipment. I hope you guys enjoyed that time lapse. It was a nice, quick, short one. So we'll go ahead and jump right into it here. We got our harvester that we're going to return, the header, and then the trailer. So the only equipment we're left with now is our cloths and then the Mahindra here. So we'll jump out of the Mahindra. We're gonna need the Kloss Arian 610 here to go and pick up some equipment. So we're gonna go into the store here, just see what's available. Like the only extra thing, the low loader. That wasn't there before. So first we're gonna need something to. I believe both of them need plowed, but I'm not quite entirely sure. Let's see. Nope, neither one of them actually need plowed. 36 does need lime. And that is it. So lime on 36 is the only thing that actually needs to be done. So if we can find us either a planter or a seeder that can no-till, that would be ideal. So we don't really have anything currently right off that we can use to no-till and seeders. However, this planter, I'm not sure if you have to cultivate before or not. But either way, with how cheap it is, let's go into cultivators. We do have this 8 meter wide, requires 120 horsepower. So that's a pretty decently wide cultivator, and it can fit onto our tractor. So that's an option. I don't see anything in there. The other option I was considering was actually in plows, I believe. And it was this the Lizard, the 6MT, 9MT. It's pretty nice. It's not super expensive, and you can go up to 9 meters, but our tractor wouldn't be able to handle that. It wouldn't even be able to handle the 6 meter one, so that one is not going to work. So I believe we're gonna go with that John Deere planter, and we're gonna try it first without even without cultivating, just to see if it'll work. I doubt it'll work, but you know what? Worst comes to worst, is we'll try it. And you can take the capacity up to 960 for free, apparently. You can take it up to 1140, actually. Although those look like sea or liquid tanks. So I am wondering if that is actually for fertilizer on both of those. So that would be more for your solid fertilizer and your liquid fertilizer. I think I might go ahead and throw the solid on there just to skip a step. Triangle. Sure, $50. Why not? Markers are free, so we'll keep them on there. I don't really see what that's doing, to be completely honest. So we'll just keep it on the default. So that's 10,000. We'll buy it. At least that way we have a planner that we own. Go ahead and I'll see you guys whenever I get to the store. Or to the shop. So as you guys can see, we've arrived at the shop. We've hooked up to our planner. We're gonna go ahead into the shop menu and go into pallets, go into big bags. We're gonna check out some prices here. So $800 for 1,000 liters of seed there. $900 for 1,000 there. $950 for 10,000 or 1,500 there. 900 for 1,050 there. So it looks like big bags are our best option, which and they're 1,000 liters. We can't haul that, or we can't carry that much, so we'll just get one. Since you don't exactly get a bulk premium, there's no point in buying extra of it. You can just buy more when we come back. And then we'll need one bag of solid fertilizer And we've already found out that the big bag is the option to go with that when we fertilized 30 and 34. So we'll get these put in here. Full on seed. So it holds 360 liters of seed. And it holds 600 liters of fertilizers. So obviously this being our first year actually farming on here, we're not going to get the best yield by just putting seed in the ground and fertilizing it. Really, you should cultivate to get another bonus there, and then you should actually roll it. But since we don't have a roller, we won't be doing that either. So we will try and get the second application of fertilizer down. And so that'll give us our best potential with it being our first year. So they actually did have a very similar planner in 19 and they ported it over. It's a pretty nice. The one here in 22 actually seems to be a lot more detailed than the one in 19, especially when it first came out. But I mean, even here, you can see the raised indentations of the John Deere logo on the lids. It's a nice touch. Obviously, it's attributed along with the new lighting system that FS22 has. I don't think our neighbor or mom drove through his field. As long as you guys don't tell on me. So we're gonna see if we can get this to work. I honestly cannot tell you if it's working or not. Let's get out and see. Let's go into what looks to be a mulched. And it's still showing harvested wheat. So, it looks like we will have to cultivate, which is no big deal. It's just an added step that we'll have to do here. So, we'll go ahead and get that raised up. Get it parked over here under the tree. And you guys saw the trip over here. You've seen it a couple times. So I'm just gonna see you guys on the other side. And once I get to the store and I get back, I'll see you guys again. I had actually forgot that we hadn't purchased the cultivator yet, so we'll go ahead and do that. Should be down here at the end. It is a mod. It's the PB3081. It's pretty nice. You have some customization in it. Basically, it's the arrows and the colors. I typically go for, depending on the tractor, I'll go for the medium harrow most times. See if we can get a cloth color. It's close, but not right. Looks like it's the closest we're gonna get, and it's only $50. So I mean, that's pretty close too. Yeah, again, it's only $50. So. I mean, we definitely won't be able to lose it, that's for sure. So we'll just keep the heavy hero on there. Keeps it at a more lower price. So we'll get this hooked up, and then I'll see you once I get back to the field. Alright, we've made it back to the field now. I was kind of worried that the heavy arrows would make it a little light on the steer axis, but it doesn't seem like it is. So we're just gonna go with it. The attention to detail with the chains and how everything moves around freely. It's incredible, really. The attention to detail that modders have taken. Giants have really stepped up the game with what they're accepting from modders, and it's only going to get better from here. So let's get started. We'll make a round or two, and we'll go from here.
I grew up in a place where they told you what to chase, told you how to run the race. Every move was on the page, but I didn't like their way. Had to fight and misbehave, had to find a way to change, had to leave to find my way. Caught up in a daydream, I beat my mind up there almost daily. It's how I pass time, no opinions safely. It's how I understand what I want in this place, see. Cause everybody wanna tell you bad things, what could go wrong, what fame brings. But success is a finicky thing, and if you ain't sure, no, it'll never be. I don't wanna let myself down, myself down. I don't wanna let myself down, myself down. Run away, I don't have to plan it. I can go, change my fate, you won't understand it. All alone, that's okay, people I can't stand them. They don't want me to change, keep me where I'm standing. And I don't wanna be where I am, and I want something more, take a chance. It could be possibly my last dance, my last dance. I don't wanna let myself down, myself down. I don't wanna let myself down, myself down.
Alright, well, now we're back. So I went ahead and planted the first field over there with soybean. We're going to go ahead and continue on and just do all soybeans, so we only have to worry about one header once we go to harvest. I did just refill the planter. We were low on seed and we were getting lower on fertilizer. We didn't absolutely need it, but I went ahead and topped it off. As you can tell, the Mahindra over there, the shop was courteous enough to to go ahead and put those 2 bags we had bought on the back of it. Uh, it it didn't totally enjoy the drive over here. Let's put it that way. It was a little sway, but we made it. We only crashed twice, but we're here. Alright, well, we're gonna go ahead and get this field planted, and then once we get done with that, it'll probably be the end of the episode. So this is a pretty nice little planter. It works pretty well. It's definitely not the widest in the world, but it is what it is. It does work quite well. And make sure that it was turned on. Didn't quite look like it. It does seem like it's working. So we're gonna get this field planted with soybean. And I am gonna talk about some of my future goals here. I do eventually obviously want to upgrade tractors. This is only a 45 horsepower right now. I think this one will upgrade all the way up to 200, if I remember right. But I think my next really big goal is to just finish out a decent lineup of attachments for this setup. I mean, considering all we have right now is a cultivator and a planter, and I would eventually like to get a seeder so that we can do wheat, barley, and all of those. Planter is nice. It definitely goes along with the American style. Or I should say the American Midwest style, corn, soybeans. We do, in my area, have some sorghum. So, obviously you can only plant that, I believe, with a seeder in the game. So, I wouldn't mind planting some sorghum at some point. As we get more into the game, we'll obviously experiment more and more with different crop types, like root crops, potatoes, sugar beets. Those do take a long time to harvest and to plant. Or at least potatoes take a while to plant because there's not exactly a big potato planter. And I think the widest that you could harvest with potatoes is, 4.5 meters, maybe 5. So it's definitely not exactly something that goes by very fast. Would eventually like to get a silo, so we can get our own storage. That way we could save things for crops till their best selling point is, or that we can store for either productions. And speaking along the line of productions, I would like to get one started within the first 10 episodes. I'm not sure which one that'll be. The bakery is a pretty easy one, but obviously you have to get the flour mill first to be able to make the flour for it. So, but as far as like a complete line of productions, the bakery would be an ideal one. I think I've seen something with they have like a crisp factory as a mod maybe, where you use potatoes. That would be that would definitely be interesting. Where you could do like French fries, potato chips, stuff along those lines. I think the linen or the I'm not sure what they call that, but where you make the fabric out of wool and then you change it into clothes. It is very high profit, but it's also super slow. The chocolatier is quite interesting, which obviously you have to have cows to be able to do that one, to get the milk. And you also have to be able to make sugar, so you need the sugar mill. So, which means you need to do either sugar cane or sugar beet. Sugar beet, I believe, could be profitable, especially if you do sugar, because the sugar that you don't end up taking to like the chocolatier can sell. You get a lot of it, and you can sell it for a decent price and make a lot of money off of it. So that wouldn't be a terrible idea either. Just gonna try and get a little bit wider of a headland here. It's getting a little tough to turn around over there. Once I get more of a flow path down with making videos and get my schedule more regular, and I would like to eventually get to where I'm doing 2 series at a time. It is a little bit harder keeping track of what you're doing on each one, especially if you take a week break in between each one. So obviously good note keeping and things along those lines helps a lot. Just trying to find my own flow path, find my own video style, find ideas and things that people like to see. I understand there's only so much that you can see in farm sim, but keeping the content new and different from everybody else's should help a little bit. I don't like using helpers a whole lot, especially on this game, because the main reason is they're just so expensive. You can have, like, I got almost $7,000 right now, and the helper could blow through 1,500 of that just planting a field, and it doesn't even have to be a big field. Like they could get stuck somewhere and they just constantly eat your money and they're just sitting there doing nothing. So, I don't like to use them a whole lot, I will use them to transport stuff from one field to another, or if it's a squared off field not close to another one, I might use them. But with 37 and 36, the road being the only thing separating them, it it can sometimes they'll jump from one field to the other. They could go through and plow something up that you were just planting, or and it really gets aggravating at times. The helper system on 22 is a lot better than it was on 19, that's for sure. But I still just I don't trust it. I mean, if I'm being completely honest, it's like I said, I'll use them every once in a while, but it basically has to be a dummy-proof system for me to use them. So they wouldn't be able to jump to another field or and destroy something that I've spent 20 minutes doing or whatever. So I believe that's going to be the end of this episode. I hope you guys have liked it. If you have, go ahead and leave a reaction down there. If you liked it, you disliked it. If there's something that I can improve on, be sure to leave a comment down there. I'm still fairly new at this. I think this will be total my 5th video uploaded to YouTube, so one of those was just a really short intro, and I wrote a script for that, I'm not even gonna lie. So, like I said, go ahead and hit you the reaction button, whichever one you desire. Leave a comment, and of course, don't forget to subscribe. And we'll see you on the next one, and we're looking forward to hopefully later this week we'll get another video out. So, we'll see you on the next one, and everybody have a good day. Bye.